The media group behind the Truth Social platform has announced a technology and cloud services agreement with Rumble. Former President Trump, who is chairman of Trump Media and Technology Group, announced the deal saying, quote, "I have selected the Rumble cloud to serve as a critical backbone for TMTG infrastructure. America is ready for Truth Social and the end to cancel culture." According to Reuters, Rumble was launched in 2013 as an alternative to YouTube and is popular among U.S. conservatives seeking an alternative to big tech. It is backed by venture capitalist Peter Thiel and U.S. Senate candidate J.D. Vance.
Team Rising is here to weigh in on this. Michael Starr Hopkins is a Democratic strategist and president of North Star Strategies. Marissa Martinez is a Republican strategist and partner at Strategic Rush. Welcome to you both.
Thanks for having us.
So, Michael, what do you make of this burgeoning ecosystem that's developing on the right?
Let me start out by saying, between Donald Trump and Devin Nunes, I have not had less faith in two people to run a company in the history of all companies. Everything these guys touch ends up like under investigation or under bankruptcy. It's gonna, let's be honest, this is gonna be another Trump offshoot, but it is an interesting conversation piece in terms of conservatives and having an opposite to Twitter, an opposite to Facebook, where they can have conversations that they feel like are being more heard. I think it's going to end up being a white supremacist toolbox, but we'll see.
And Marissa, you know, cancel culture, big tech censorship, these are subjects that really animate a lot of Republican officials. They get talked a lot in conservative media. You know, these are kind of big deal social culture issues for the right. Is the solution to support and to pioneer alternative platforms so we don't have to, you know, suffer under the rules, which many on the right say are unfair, and I think they have many examples showing that they are unfair. Is innovating and doing alternatives, is that the solution?
Well, I think, you know, when you have a free market, having new companies come and emerge is a great thing. As someone who's, you know, worked at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, you know, that was our, you know, bread and butter. That was our backbone. That's the kind of stuff that gets me, you know, pretty jazzed up. So having, you know, Trump partner with Rumble up so that they can have a better cloud computing service, I think is great, because what we've seen time and time again is Twitter and Facebook love to use their cancel culture, and anything with the word Republican on it, you know, is shamed automatically online. So I think it's great that we're seeing this partnership come alive.
Michael, how do you think liberals are going to respond? Are you going to like check out Rumble? Are you going to check out Truth Social? Or do you think this will be completely siloed off, where you will have conservatives who participate in Twitter? Obviously, they love Facebook, and obviously they like YouTube. So that's the place where you get both sides coming together. And will this be a completely, you know, cordoned off kind of right-wing garden, or do you think liberals are going to try to infiltrate it either for intelligence gathering purposes, morbid curiosity, you know, right-wing tourism, you know, whatever, or to actually engage in a conversation?
They're going to try to get it shut down, aren't they?
Well, yeah.
They're going to try to get misinformation alert. CDC has authority to nuke this, right?
Yeah, I don't speak for all liberals, but I'm going to take a hard pass on ever visiting this website. I do think it's interesting, though. This company is coming about because of this SPAC craze, where companies are being bought by shell companies, and there's this inflated value. When you look at the actual prospectus for Trump Media Group, it doesn't really say what it's going to do or what product it's going to put out there. It reminds me of Trump University in that it's this skeleton that's amorphous and seems to be worth a lot less than what it looks like on paper. I think, like everything else that Trump touches, it's going to be a shady endeavor.
We interviewed, who was it? It was Jason Miller on the show. He talked about his alternative social media site, and this is an issue I've noticed with people on the right when they say, right, we need an alternative platform that's not going to do any, biased moderation or discrimination, which all sounds good, but then you start going, well, are you going to get rid of, death threats and
violence?
Violence.
Calls
well,
for
yes.
violence.
Well, what about, where's the line on whether this is a call for violence and just like a call for political agitation?
Hey, man, the tree of liberty needs to be soaked with the blood of patriots and tyrants.
Right.
So are you banning Thomas Jefferson now?
Right. Yeah. Checkmate live.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, no, it's a real issue because some of these calls are harder than they seem. Like we can all say, obviously, taking down the Hunter Biden story was really dumb and was really wrong, but then there are a million decisions in between that are harder to adjudicate. So that's my frustration with how the right can approach these issues. What do you think, Marissa?
Well, I think that at the end of the day, we're seeing donors and a lot of patriots get really jazzed up for Truth Social. In the digital space, we do surveys amongst all 50 states, and we are seeing a wide variety of individuals who are pretty excited and ready to sign up for Truth Social. And I think just having that alternative space on any digital platform is good. I think having overall having other companies step in and having that free market is a good thing. So that's just, I think, always going to be my stance on it.
Yeah, and the Trump SPAC is valued at $10 billion.
More than BuzzFeed.
Despite having no known product or no known revenue at this point.
The product is Trump. And the revenue is Trump. The idea is Trump.
The product is also hype. People buying. It's like one of these, these gimmick stocks, these meme stocks that they go up because other people are buying them.
Is the idea that this is going to be the exclusive place to receive Trump content from Trump?
Some of it, yeah.
Is that that's the idea behind it? So for the true Trump fan, for the true patriot,
right,
you have to own. This is like the collector's edition.
Right. Exactly.
It's Creed's Google Doc.
Right, you're not getting those the statements that that come on the official Trump emblem.
Right, he'll post them there.
All right, well, I guess we'll have to get one for morbid curiosity. Michael and Marissa, thank you so much for being with us.
As always, take care.
We'll have more Rising right after this.